Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Down to Earth podcast. Yes, I said it, Down to Earth podcast. I'm your first co-host, Demario Del Crosby. This is your second co-host,
JJ.
Mr. JJ himself. As you guys can see, we are in a different area here. This is my casa. You know, you can see a little bit of it, but I forgot to book the library. So
I was going to say, why are we?
We jumped in here and decided to do it my place. So here we are. But how are you, my boy?
I'm
doing
good.
Today? How's your week? How's the weekend?
Tired. Week was good. Not as busy as the previous weeks. Starting to get my stuff in order.
Okay.
Day by day. It was a good week. Friday, gamed like we usually do.
You know.
That was a blast. Yesterday, had a wedding. Saturday. That was fun. Ex-coworker. It's always a good time with the work people. And then slept until I came here. Got some shopping I got to do, some laundry I got to do, and then just get prepared for the work week. That's about it.
Gotcha.
How about you?
Gotcha. The week was pretty good. It's been kind of intense because I've been studying my tail off, trying to make sure I pass. And that brings me to my point. My certification call is tomorrow, which is Monday. Hopefully,
AKA final exam.
Hopefully I pass it. I believe I will, but if I just don't want to get myself too hyped. If I do, you know what I mean? I'm not going to be upset or sad or anything. Just going to take it like a man. Well, I think but that's it. Really, that's really been it. I've been selling a lot more stuff lately. Things are kind of picking up. Sold some big items, got some stuff out,
You've been doing a lot of the estate sales too, right? Didn't you do a bunch of those this week?
I only went to one Friday and I got a Super Nintendo.
With some I'll give you $20 for it.
Come on. Get the Come on, $20. But other than that, the week was good. The weekend's been good. Did some stuff with the fam. Can't complain about that. Now we're here. So, that kind of brings us to our point. I think things have been getting weird, I would say, and things are getting put into perspective, and what I mean by that is I'll just start with phones versus notebooks, right? So I'll give a little story of why I wanted to talk about this and why it's interesting to me and intriguing. But yeah, my girlfriend's sister is like going back to school and stuff like that, and she was taking notes in a notebook like usual, usual thing. And this girl looks at her and she goes, "How old are you?" And when she asked her that, she was like, "What?" She reversed it, "How old are you?" And she's like, "Oh, well, I'm 18." And she, told her age, whatever. And basically it got down to the point of, she was like, "Oh, so that's why you're using a notebook, because, you're
Boomer.
You know what I mean? And it's just weird to actually hear that and put that in perspective now that, like, even notebooks are becoming an obsolete thing, kind of, right? Like, it's getting to a point where, like you said, I think they're giving kids Chromebooks and stuff.
Yeah, Chromebooks school and or tablets for all of your classes, not just like a couple classes here and there, but everything's all online now.
So it's like a thing that you would think that wouldn't go away. Yeah. I mean, I still use mine now, but like in schools and stuff, eventually they're probably not even using them now. So I just think that's really interesting to go through that, because if you go back, with technology and like our parents and stuff, they got implemented into that, and it was weird, and it was like all new, and a lot of people didn't really dive into the technology. Like, they still can't really work it to like if something goes wrong, they're like, you know what I mean? And it's just weird now that we're growing up, 27 to 27, and we're like experiencing this stuff. And I just thought it'd be very interesting to talk about and kind of see that. I don't know, have you seen anything like other than that kind of coming into place? I mean, I know AI and all that stuff.
No, well, not even going to talk about that, but I think you could definitely see like a generational shift. So like, I'll still get phone calls and requests from like my grandma on like, "Hey, there's something wrong with the TV," or "I need to pay this bill and they don't allow me to mail for it anymore," which I think that's probably the biggest thing that's starting to change.
Yeah.
Insurance payments, cell phone payments, all that stuff are slowly shifting away from allowing you to mail in a physical check, because that's ancient history if you think about it.
To be honest,
I mean, what we were given checkbooks for the credit union, I don't even know where mine's at.
I don't either.
Exactly.
I tried to find it the other day too.
And like some people like carry around checks. Like I might carry one blank one in my wallet, but then it's, you know, you don't want to lose a blank check.
No.
Thank God only knows what happens then.
Not at all.
So I mean, there's that level, and then, you know, my dad will kind of has a grasp on it, or both of my parents actually, and like they can handle the little stuff like apps and stuff like that. But when it comes to actually, like, you know, maybe changing the settings within apps, whether it's notifications or setting up automatic payments, if it's not clear cut on the app how to do it, then they probably ask for help. Obviously, our generation, I'd say, is smack dab in the middle, where we know enough to where we won't get frustrated if we can't figure it out right away, because we want to learn how to do it. I'd say for the majority. And then the younger, like my brother is a senior now, and they don't even get the notebook for assignments. Everything's all on the Chromebook and the tablet at South. You know, we were just there 10 years ago, or no, that would have been 7 years ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
7 years ago, when we were still, there was Blackboard that you could log into, but we still got our notebook. Our notebook to like write stuff on.
Yeah.
But
that was.
And now you can have your phones on you and stuff, because you need to be using the technology and everything. So it's not like, hey, your phone better be off and in your locker. It's more of just like, it is what it is. Just be respectful about using it.
Yeah.
You know, don't just have it out while we're trying to go through stuff.
Back in the day, for us, phones were like, you get as soon as you have it out. Come on, right here.
Right,
Yep,
exactly.
come on.
Exactly. What are you looking at over there? My mom texted me. I'm sorry. No, set it on the desk.
We ain't got time to talk to your mama today.
But now it's like, it's just normal. Like it used to almost be taboo for us to have 100%. Our cell phone.
Put it in your locker. Keep it in the locker.
And then, you know, even colleges adapted more to it, because once I went into COD, it was, you don't have to ask them to go to the bathroom anymore, and if you have your phone on you, cool, because they just care about pass fail.
Yeah.
So they don't really care if whether you're showing up or not.
That's
on
not you.
Classes, but high school, I think I've seen the biggest shift with technology, and I can't imagine what it's like for the older teachers. You know, there's a lot of young teachers.
That's a good perspective. I didn't even think about that.
I had my science teacher. She was already in her 70s. So I can't imagine the day that they said, hey, this year everything's going to be online. No more printing out papers. No more doing anything.
Retirement, here I come.
Even quizzes and tests and everything are all, you have to log into the Blackboard, and then you do it right there.
Yeah,
and it could track if you're in different tabs for cheating and looking stuff up.
That's lame. That's lame. Don't track me. Don't track me. If I'm cheating, let me cheat. Like, pass or fail, that's it, right?
Right. We used to have to write it on the calculator back, but then they started taking the calculator backs away from us.
I swear, once they found that out, they weren't playing about that. What I used to do, I used to write it down sometimes and just show it off, and I was like cheating with somebody.
See, that's crazy.
It's a lot of stuff, but it's just like a thing that interests me about that is like, okay, so what's the new way of cheating now on the test? What's the new way of like doing
Apple
all
Watches.
that? Explain that.
Because you can do everything from the Apple Watch now. So if they don't see that, like if they just think it's a watch or wristband or something, because if you flip it, it looks just like one of those snap bands that we used to have back in the day. Remember that everybody would wear?
I remember.
So then it's right here. So if you know you're writing like this, then you could just have your stuff already pulled up, and you get the scroll wheel on the Apple Watch and everything.
Eat skitty.
So if they don't have that, then I don't know. I've seen a couple memes of like they'll take the water bottle and they'll reprint the wrap of it, and then they'll just put the cheat on there, and it'll look like it's the ingredient list, but it's all the answers to your test.
I've seen that one before.
So you just have the water bottle on there. But other than that, everything's like open note now.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to just be, you know, everybody's going to pass, but then when you get into the workforce, you either know your shit or you don't. So I think that might be the downfall. It's like, hey, well, I got straight A's, and okay, but you don't know what you're doing, so we're not going to hire you. But I have my degree. You don't know what you're doing, we're not going to hire you.
Crying.
But back to the technology side of stuff.
Yeah.
I think that our parents aren't going to have too hard of a time.
With what?
Learning stuff
like
as it starts coming out, because they're kind of on the brink of that. You know, everything's online, emails, passwords that you got to log into, all stuff like that. We're definitely not going to have an issue. No. With that, I just don't see what, you know, is next. What's the big
That's
thing?
what I'm saying. That's what's so interesting to me, because like I didn't even think about the phone versus notebook thing. There's a lot of things I didn't think about. There's some things I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be, you know, obsolete, whatever, But it's like the stuff that I'm thinking that's gonna always be here, like a notebook, bro. Like, I mean, it's always gonna be here, but
I've adapted to that a little bit because I do really like a notebook, but if it's easier to have everything in the palm of your hand in your cell phone,
I was gonna say that it's way easier.
I'll do some notes in there, but if I just do notes, I end up forgetting to go back and check it. So I'll put them as reminders.
What, on your phone?
On my phone.
Okay.
So because then it'll pop up
the
next day, days later, right?
Yeah. Right.
But I don't use paper calendar anymore. I used to use that. Like that's one thing. Like
paper calendar? Oh, one of the.
Like you just have you just have your calendar up and you write the stuff in.
I never used that.
I got really good at using the phone, so I have everything. Whether it's my work-related stuff, family events, weddings, parties, whatever, I have it all on my calendar. So in the the chaos of everyday life, I don't just flip it open, and I have it set to 24 hours before. It'll say, "Hey, you have this tomorrow," and I'm like, "Oh shit, yeah, I got that tomorrow."
I would definitely
instead of just having the paper calendar up on the wall somewhere. And
that's what I have a paper one. I have like my whiteboard one.
Well, even that's what I put that on par with the paper one. Yeah. But even that, I've shifted to having it all on my phone for that. But when it comes to notes and stuff, I'd still rather write it down because there's something about not typing but actually writing it and what it does to your brain. At least my brain a little more. I wouldn't be able to go into the scientific aspect of
come on.
Writing versus typing.
But no, you make that's a valid point, right? 100%. Like right now, I'm using a lot of more stuff is going towards the phone for me too, because it's so easy. I have it always on me every single day. So
ease of access.
So why wouldn't I do it? Like all my notes, all my eBay, like I have eBay templates and stuff like that for stuff I send customers and stuff. It's all in there. Like it's so easy to just get to. So then why would I not use that?
Yeah.
But it's just weird. Just weird that everything's changing and we're getting older. Like, how does it feel right now to be 27, bro? You feel good?
I mean, it feels like, what am I supposed to compare it to?
I mean, feeling how you were at 18, like it's different. You can't lie.
Yeah, it's different, but I mean, we talked about it before. It's like everything happens for the first time, so it is what it is. Like technology-wise, I don't really know. Like video games.
Well, that's just. I was gonna say we've been indulged in that. So I think forever.
When like VR is actually like really real.
Oh my god!
I think that'll probably be the next biggest thing.
Yeah, that would be big.
When it's not goggles, when I could like just
be there,
throw on a pair of contacts. I think when it's like something like that, not like the full body suit of stuff, but if you could just snap in a couple contacts and then
play the game,
switch to AI, and have like the world around you be different. Like I think I might have brought this up before, but not on the podcast.
What?
I'll get a VR set and they're actually working on this right now. The gloves are the controller.
Yeah, I heard about that.
But what it is like if I go to actually grab something in the game, the glove would stop me from going anymore because I've already picked up the object.
What do you mean stop you from like?
So like it's a controller, so it's like you either pick something up with a click and then it's in your hand, but the gloves would realize that this is a cup, and I won't be able to close my hand because it's around the cup.
Oh, I got you.
So then that feels real, and you're putting it, like if you grab a gun, it's going to stop. Like in a shooter game, that it's going to stop that. Or anything. It just like it knows the layout of something. So if you pick up a box, you're not going to it's going to stop your hands, almost like real life. Like when you pick something up for real life and how your hands are treated like that. Once that comes out, then I think I might start messing around with VR a little bit. But until then, why am I going to click stuff when I could just do that anyway and not have a 5-pound object on my head?
I was going to say, I thought Oculus Quest was going to do a lot more than what it did.
We're still really early on that technology.
Yeah, that's very true.
Because if it did come out, they don't want to come drop something for $5,000 and not have anybody buying it.
People will buy it.
Some people will, but not the mass market. Right, exactly.
I am the mass market too, so I'm glad you think that too. Dumb as hell. But
what about your grandparents? They have technology issues? Like, are they always constantly calling your parents?
Yeah.
Like, hey, I need to make this payment and I can't?
Like my grandpa,
no tech?
Had nothing at all, bro. Like it's pretty bad.
So did somebody handle like the billing and stuff, or?
Well, my grandma's pretty decent with that, so she
well, there you go. At least
everything.
There's one.
Yeah.
I'm curious how like the doubles go, where like the kids live in a different state and everything.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't really hear too much about them because it's just them now. It's like all their kids are out and everything, obviously, but I think she takes on all of that now.
Yeah.
Because like
Well, somebody has to.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to get knocked on the door like, hey, you haven't paid your mortgage in 6 months. It's time to get out.
Huh?
But where have I been mailing the check to? It's just been going to some dude down the street.
Can you imagine?
Cashing that shit.
Jesus, bro. That's a... Oh, man.
What about your parents?
My parents, they're slowly getting towards it, right? They have Facebook and stuff now, which is... That's like... They probably had it for about, I think, like a year now or whatever, but that was probably the biggest, like, technology jump for them. Yeah. But even, remember back in the day, I didn't have texting or anything, because my dad did not want to do any of that stuff, but I just had calls, so...
Yeah, I don't even remember that.
You don't remember what?
You didn't have text in, like, 8th grade?
I didn't have text till, like...
I guess we were always on the Xbox talking anyway,
I was gonna say. So that was our communication, but yeah, bro, like... It took them a while and they're still getting, like, used to stuff, but I think they're in a way better motion than... what they used to be.
They're more open-minded.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I think that's what it is for any parents that aren't allowing their kid to do something, or like, you know, oh well, I didn't get my phone till 6th grade, so you're definitely not getting yours. I feel like that's bad parenting.
What, that?
Well, maybe not giving your kid the cell phone.
Okay.
But using how you grew up as the reason to why you're not going to do something.
I would say it's like, I guess. I don't know. I guess that's what you would latch onto because that's the only thing that you know what your parents did.
Well, but
so
then
like,
you're too close-minded then.
I don't know.
Because then I feel like at
like
that point,
I get what you're saying.
You're setting them up to be more behind than everybody else in that aspect of life.
I mean, true.
Like, oh, I never had a cell phone, so you're not getting yours until high school.
But like, for them, it's just like, well, I don't know what it is for them, so let me not sit up here and say like I know. But maybe that's just like their roadmap and like, oh, this is what they did, so I'm gonna do it because I turned out fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you gotta adapt.
I don't know.
There's no adaptation.
I mean, I agree with you, but I was just saying like I think that's more of the thing, because a lot of stuff that you hear and stuff, you just repeat it to the younger. Like if I ask a question about
there's
something,
so many shitty parents out there and shitty kids.
I mean, a lot of stuff is unplanned anyway, so it just happens. So yeah, but at the end of the day, everything changes. I'm trying to say that.
Oh.
I don't know. Do you have any other points you would like to snack on the head or
snack on?
Mm-hmm.
I'm hungry. No, I'm just trying to think of what that big technology change might be that affects the home. Because I know they're starting to work on the whole
smart
like fast food being more robotized.
Yeah.
But that's not going to change our day-to-day lives.
That's not going to, yeah.
That's just going to, or just not talking to a human being when you go to the McDonald's drive-thru.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking more of, your day-to-day lives and how that'll change. I mean, automated cars, we're slowly getting there.
That's definitely...
That's probably 50 years still until every car on the road is...
Well, yeah, it's going to be a little bit. And that's even going to be weird to experience, bro. Everyone has a Tesla or even just another brand
an automated car? Yeah.
Like what, bro? That's crazy.
Yeah, we got to make it that far first.
I'm going to make it.
That nuke goes off, I don't know.
In the air, boy, I'm gone. I already got my boy Chico and I'm ready. Whoa. No, he ain't got no friend named Chico. Lying ass boy. But no, that is interesting.
There's little stuff too. I don't know if you've seen, like this just popped up in my head. Those the shoes that have like wheels on it, kind of.
Wheelies?
No. When you walk twice as fast, but you're doing half the amount of work.
Yeah, I haven't seen those.
So, and it kind of reminds me of the Disney movie WALL-E. Technology got so advanced and it was, why do we have to walk anymore? You could just sit in this chair and it'll fly you around.
That's very true.
And then everybody starts getting obese and, the bones start to shrink and there's a lot more fat and there's a lot more pollutants. And then it's like, well, if robots are doing everything, we don't have to work. Everything's provided. So, I think once that starts going on, I'm going to try and remember the movie WALL-E and see how close we start getting to that.
Well, I guess that would be the biggest thing. Like, that's going to change is like robots actually like walking around. Like, 'cause I see a lot of videos and stuff. I forgot what video I was looking at, but it was at a football game. There was like a row full of just fucking robots just watching the game.
Oh, I don't know about that. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, that was kind of
when we did college visits with my brother.
Mm-hmm.
They had the Amazon package carriers going like from the dorms to drop the stuff off, and then they had food delivery. So you could order on your phone, and it'll show where you're sitting at in the park on the campus. and then it'll be docked at the restaurant. They'll throw the food in there, and then it'll go to where your phone is.
Really?
And it'll drop.
That's a thing.
It'll drop your food off. Yeah.
Ooh, I would love
it was
to see
crazy
that.
because we were like walking, doing the tours and stuff, and then you would just see this little flag move. I'm like, what the heck is that? And it's just like a little robot with food in it. And it would like make noise if it was
driving?
just driving by itself, going to drop food off to somebody at the park. Because inside the college town, it's like buildings within buildings and almost like a little city.
Yeah.
And there was a restaurant, and then it would dock at the restaurant, and then they put food in it, type whatever on the thing, and then it would dip out. Yeah, it was crazy. I was like, where am I right now?
That's decent. Where was that at?
That was down south of Illinois, maybe southern Illinois.
Damn, I gotta look that up. I need to experience that.
Yeah.
That's pretty lit. Did y'all order?
No, we were just on the tour.
Oh, okay.
It was just cool seeing it dock.
Burger,
But we saw one where it was it like got stuck in like a little ditch kind of thing, and it'll keep trying to move in and out, and then like a little siren will go off like asking for help kind of, and then you saw a student just like, oh, it needs help, and then they just put it back on its path and it started going again. It was hilarious.
Hell. Whoa. That's funny. That's interesting. That'll be pretty decent though. But
that'll be another, like even like Domino's. Have you seen the new Domino cars? They're starting to invest in automated cars that deliver.
Oh really?
So obviously you have to leave your house to go grab it from the thing, but it's like you ever go to Little Caesars? Mm-hmm. When you have to pick it up, you put in your code.
Right. Yeah. You don't even have to talk to them.
Right. You go up to the car and then you input the code, and then it'll pop a little hatch and it'll slide your food out. See, so Domino started investing in that.
You have to.
So it's those companies that have all that money that are going to be the first ones to really start incorporating that.
Mm-hmm.
And then once they're out more, just basic economics, once stuff is more readily available, the cheaper it becomes, so more people can hop on board.
I don't know why I just had like an imagination of just people fucking with the robots. They not doing shit to them, but just you fucking
knocking it over.
Bro,
it's like that would be modern day cow tipping. Modern day cow tipping. Nobody's going out in the fields and flipping cows over at midnight anymore. They're trying to track these robots down and flip them over so motherfuckers can't eat.
But that's probably going to be a thing,
Yeah, like nobody eggs anymore because everybody's got Ring cameras. You can't ding dong ditch. God forbid you ding dong ditch now. You're going to jail.
Oh my! Remember that? We used to do that.
I think it's worse that the older generations are angry about that, knowing damn well they were doing it. Like, why are you I hope that somebody does it so I can mess with them, fake chase them down the road or something, or see them on my Ring camera and something, anything. But they get mad and they're calling the cops. I don't remember when, but I saw random stuff where they were ding dong ditching and they called the cops and they caught him and they're like, I mean, he's just ding dong ditching. Like, I don't care, he's on my private property, blah blah blah. Bro, grow up. Probably a fucking loser back in the day.
That shit got him boiling. Grow up. But no, I mean that's a good point though. That's a very good point. And that's where it gets difficult with growing up. And that's where I think we both made an agreement that a lot of stuff that we're not going to do when we get older.
Yeah.
Like that, for instance, and just be that way. I mean, maybe they were always like that, I don't know, but again, you did this stuff before.
Right.
You were
it's all about, honestly, all it comes down to is being open-minded.
Yeah. Truthfully.
And it's hard for me to see the other way because I'm
not open-minded.
Since I'm naturally open-minded, that it's hard for me to be angry, actually physically angry that somebody's ringing my doorbell and running away.
I guess you just dislike your life at that point, right?
That just doesn't click in my head or anything. I don't know. Like road rage, I don't understand road rage.
Bro, if you think about it, now that you bring up road rage, everyone's tough as fuck when they're in a car. I mean, everybody's so tough, bro. It's crazy.
Bro, you know that if I don't turn on the red light, you're just gonna have to wait 30 more seconds until you're at your destination.
Move. It's just so crazy. I don't know. And I was thinking about this. This is a very good thing I did wanted to talk about, and I'm glad we kind of brought it up. Is I wonder if a lot of movies pre-program people to act the way that they act, because if you think about it, right? Road rage or stuff like that, you always see that in the movie. Get the fuck out of the way! You know what I mean? You always see that in the movie. And I wonder, are people just okay, that's how we're going to act? Or vice versa, right? When we talked about this a little bit, about guys when they, you ask them, oh, how's the married life, whatever. But for some reason, like the older
It's always like don't get married.
Exactly.
Don't have kids. I still get
like,
that. I heard that at the wedding yesterday.
I was gonna say the other day, like he didn't say that, but he would just say like stuff about his wife that was like, why are you saying that?
Yeah.
Like he doesn't fuck with her, you know what I mean? And it's just
some
like
people are just not happy, and those are the people I stay away from. So.
But that's insane. Like, was it really the movies that was like?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I would agree if I didn't if I didn't talk to so many people that actually don't watch movies.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was because I do it so much that I thought it was like everybody likes watching movies, but you'd be surprised how many people I talk to and they actually don't watch movies.
Well, do they do that stuff then? Do they act like that?
Well, I would say like the road rage thing. I think that once you get in your car and you close the door, nothing matters but you. I don't care where you're going. I'm trying to get to my location. You're stopping me. So like all of that, it's almost like a power trip in a way.
I guess.
Like, I'm the only person that
that
matters on the road. Why do I care about everybody else? If I want to go slow, I'm going slow. If I want to go fast, I'm going fast.
Because I mean, I'm I do it sometimes too. I'm not gonna sit up here and say I don't.
Yeah, I mean, if you
get your dumb ass out.
If I look at the speed limit and it's 40 and you're doing under 40, I'm like, bro, really?
What are you doing? Yeah.
But then I pass and I look and I'm like, it's an old person. I feel bad that I was acting some type of way because they're probably fighting for their life trying to get to their destination. That's how I feel though. I'm like, bro,
fighting for the light. Fuck. That's terrible. Oh. But no, that's a valid point though. That's a very valid point. Fuck. But that was just something I thought about because there's a lot of stuff I see from movies and I'm just like,
yeah,
I don't know. But like you said, that's also a good point is that a lot of people don't watch movies, which is weird.
Very. That's what I thought.
A little bit, I guess. Like, what else are you doing? Like, I don't even know what I would do without video games, bro. What would I do with that extra time? Like,
well, that's like think about
grinding,
it.
But
what would you do without a full-time job? You probably thought about that before, but here you are without a full-time job, and you got you're filling that time with a whole bunch of stuff to do.
Yeah.
Even though that's still technically a full-time job in a way.
I mean, technically, yeah.
But yeah, without video games, like online poker more, you would always find something
for sure, 100%. 100%.
More sports, but I don't want to imagine life without video games, so I'm good on that.
He cried! Well, I think this is a pretty good conversation to wrap things up. Like it. Thank you guys for tuning in for another week of Down to Earth Podcast. We appreciate you guys subscribing, liking, commenting, and just viewing the video. Hope you guys have a wonderful week. And we will hear next week if I graduate or not.
And if he remembers to book our location.
And if I remember that. So, peace.